What's up guys, my name is Daniel from World Chefs, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how I like to make Cajun Chicken Alfredo. If you guys saw my last video, I showed you my favorite way to cook chicken. I'm going to be doing the exact same thing today, so I'll be linking in the description how it is that I sous vide chicken. I'm going to be doing a base layer of Meat Church's Blanco seasoning with a good old Cajun rub, whether it's Slap Your Mama's or this one that I picked up at HEB. It's just a rib rack spice rub, Cajun style. So I'm going to be throwing that in there, but I'm not going to spend too much time showing you guys my prep work of the chicken. I've already shown you before. I definitely recommend getting into sous vide, but if you haven't gotten into sous vide yet, you can cook the chicken any way that you want. What this is about is our Cajun style Alfredo sauce. I'm going to be showing you guys on the stove here how it is that I like to make a homemade Alfredo sauce that I can promise you'll never want to buy store sauce again. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and get my chicken cut prepped seasoned. I'm going to go ahead and vacuum seal it, throw it in the cooker, and then we're going to head over to the stove where I'm going to show you guys step-by-step instructions on how it is that I make this Alfredo sauce. When it comes to the prep work, I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to trim the fat and slice any thick breasts in half. Make sure you season both sides of chicken. You got your base layer, and then you throw your Cajun on top. Awesome guys, now that I've got my chicken seasoned and vacuum sealed, again, it's going in the cooker, 145 degrees for a minimum 1 hour. To kick off our sauce, the first thing you need is a high quality butter. Nothing goes wrong with Kerrygold, that's my go-to. I'm gonna throw in half a stick or about a quarter cup of butter and melt it down. Here's the one ingredient I don't really measure. You can never go wrong with too much garlic. I'm gonna take about a spoonful of garlic here and I'm gonna let it simmer with my butter. All I'm gonna do is cook it until it starts to turn golden brown. One thing I'd like to add is spend the extra $2 and get yourself a nicer quality pasta, something that's actually made in Italy. It goes a long way and it tastes way better. As you guys can see, that butter and garlic is starting to look fantastic, and it's ready for our next ingredient, which is going to be a cup and a half, a cup or a little more of heavy whipping cream. I typically just throw this in right with my butter, let it catch up to temperature, as typically I take it right out of the fridge when I dump this in here. No need to warm it up or preset it. And as you can see, that butter and garlic is floating to the top. Give it a little stir while everything comes up to temperature. Now that my heavy cream's coming up to temperature, this is typically when I throw in the Italian seasoning. Now I just use great value, inexpensive, all-purpose Italian seasoning. I really don't measure this either. I just kind of give it a nice dabble. When it comes to sauces, you're really gonna do it to taste. I typically just do a light coat on top, give it a little stir, and it adds a nice little touch to it. Now that my sauce is heating up, I'm gonna throw in 3 different types of cheese. Cheap Parmesan, expensive Parmesan, and a little bit of mozzarella. I don't always use the fancy Parmesan because last time I tried that, it came out way too funky, let's just say. So I start things off with about a cup and a quarter of just, local Parmesan cheese, inexpensive stuff that doesn't have too much of that cheesy flavor, if you know what I mean. So I'm gonna throw this in first and let it melt and come up to temperature. Always remember to make sure your cheese melts. It should be a little bit runny like this. Some people confuse a thick sauce with a thin sauce just by not melting the cheese enough. Next, I'm going to be throwing in a cup and a half, give or take, of some mozzarella cheese. I didn't used to always add mozzarella to my sauce, but I really feel like it's been the missing piece that's made this sauce next level. I'm going to go ahead and give this sauce a stir and really let this cheese melt down. Now people always ask with Alfredo, do you like your sauce thick or thin? For me, it's up to you. You can do both with this recipe. I add about half a cup of milk just to thin it out a little bit. It's important to make sure that your cheese melts first though, because sometimes people will confuse sauce with being thick when in reality the cheese just hasn't melted enough. Now it's time for the fancy Parmesan cheese. I add my remaining half cup, maybe a little bit more in there. And I'm gonna go ahead and spread it around top and give it a little bit of a stir. Again, with my sauce, not thick, not thin. Make sure that cheese is melted and a little bit of it's sticking to my whisk. At this point, if you don't like Cajun, your Alfredo sauce is top notch. But for this video, we're gonna be adding our Cajun seasoning last, as Cajun Alfredo is just next level. It's gonna take your home cooking skills from just average to really putting a twist on things. And so you'll see right here, I do about 2 tablespoons of Cajun seasoning. Now you can really do this to taste, to flavor. If you like a little bit more heat, a little bit more spice, then I would say throw in a little bit more. It doesn't really add too much salt. You don't have to worry about it being over salty. I don't really experience that too much. But again, 2 tablespoons of Cajun seasoning here. Give it a stir and just make sure it's blended in well and cook it for about a minute or so. At this point, your Cajun Alfredo is a masterpiece. It's all done and it's ready to be thrown together. You got your noodles, you got your sauce. Always make sure you give it a little taste test because you want to make sure that it's cooked to your style. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this Cajun Chicken Alfredo video. This is one of our favorite family dishes. It's super easy to make, and I promise you guys you'll never buy store-bought sauce again. Again, not too spicy. Chicken turned out fantastic. Sous vide, seared in a pan. Got really good color on it. I love how it turned out. I can't wait to dig into this. I'm trying to make videos that whether you have an outdoor area to cook or just a stove inside, again, We're All Chefs is meant to be for bringing out the best of cooking for every person, no matter what it is you have. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Give me a thumbs up. Mention in a comment below what it is that you'd like to see next. And again, thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day.